And we are live. We are live here on Let's Think Podcast. First, I would like to rise, giving all thanks and perfect praises unto Allah, highest honors to his holy prophet, honors to the Most High Temple of America, honors to my leadership, Brother L. Portisel, Grand Sheikers, Sister M. Portisel, honors to our chief, our staff, honors to all, and I mean all, participate in the comprehensive program of uplifting fallen humanity, and allow me to extend my honors, the same honors, to my guests, our brother, the esteemed guest,
Praise the
champ
Lord.
is here, brother Sharif Anael-Bey.
uh,
Um,
Islam,
again,
Islam.
we're here. We're here. And by the
Yeah.
way, don't forget about my brother Fez Dilla. Don't
Oh
forget
yeah.
about my brother Fez Dilla. Go shop Fez Dilla. Custom Fezes, Islamic apparel, bifal apparel, Sufi apparel, just rock out with the brother. You know,
Absolutely.
he's doing a lot of import and export of certain products, and I think the word would be pretty much appreciated. So now we have our brother Sharif Anael-Bey back. Let's talk about it, bro. Please,
Yes,
you know what we
sir.
do. You know what we do.
Yes, sir. First, I want to rise giving praise to Allah. Honors to the last prophet in these days, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to the forerunner, the Honorable Marcus Mosaic Garvey. Honors to More Science of America. Honors to my leadership, Brother R. Jones Bey and his assistant, Brother A. Hopkins Bey. Honors to Let's Think Podcast. Honors to its hosts. Honors to its viewers. And listen, let's go. There's what our topic today is: chakras unveiled, right?
Yes, sir. And before we even get into it, I like to spark a dialogue right quick.
Absolutely.
This is a very controversial dialogue, right? On quite a few levels, brother.
Yes, it is.
Because I being that I'm in a constant dialogue, I'm not saying to shoot shots at anyone. However, I'm not just a Facebook dialogue when it comes to subjects like this. So I'm in the real world in real time having dialogues with individuals like up close and personal about these particular subjects that we talk about here on Let's Think Podcast. So it's not like, I get on here and me and you talk about it and I'm not anywhere else talking about it. So
Correct.
in a lot of dialogues, man, a lot of people think, the subject matter of chakras is somewhat pseudo. It's somewhat pseudo,
Yeah.
and they feel as though it has really no validity or credibility in certain areas. And I'm not talking about brothers or sisters that I don't admire intellectually either. I'm talking about brothers and sisters who I would consider to be some of the most intelligent people I correspond with. So, this is going to be a real good subject. So before we even get into it, tell me, tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
tell me, tell me. If you know any, I don't know if you know any, but I'm pretty sure you do. Um, why would one even doubt the subject matter?
Oh wow. Great question. Um, the subject matter itself, first and foremost, comes from a state of mind and a state of thinking that's foreign to Western thinking. Let's start with that.
Mm,
You see,
mm, mm,
in the West, we're taught or we're socialized into believing that if it's not physical, it's not real. Let me
mm.
repeat that. We're socialized because I know it went over some people's heads because we presume this that if
Yes,
it's
sir.
not physical, if I can't touch, taste, hear, smell, or see it, it's not real. This is how we're taught.
Mm,
You see
mm,
what I'm saying? I was
mm.
just on a recent, shout out to my brother Ron, fitness trainer, brother
Yeah,
Ron
shout out to
Brown
the
Bay,
brother.
and
Shout out to
Mikey
my brother.
Fever,
Yes,
right?
sir.
New
That's my
York
brother.
podcast. We were just on it earlier today, and
Yes,
on
sir.
with Dr. Paul Dyer, and Dr. Paul Dyer being an expert in matters of the brain.
Okay.
And he said something that was really deep. Follow me. We were talking about the victim mentality,
Okay.
and how trauma, right, seeded into the subconscious, right, can
Mm-hmm.
develop a feeling of helplessness and then also victim mentality. But he brought out something that was dope. He was like, how, you know, um, you have certain neural pathways in the brain, and how a thought, right, especially a traumatic thought, trauma, can trigger the release of dopamine in the brain.
That's a fact, though, brother.
And the dopamine, right, does what? Medicates us in a sense. Get it?
Yes, sir. And that's
But
why we even have the slang in the streets that known as dope. It's short for dopamine, which gives you the euphoric effect from whatever substance or chemical that you're ingesting or
now,
partaking.
now think about it. Our response, a way to respond to trauma, is to trigger dopamine.
Mm.
The
It's
fact
like getting
that
high. So you get high off trauma. You get high off of drama. You get high off.
ain't that crazy?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So you have a biochemical explanation as to why we develop a love affair with our own misery.
Wow. And why is the prerogative of man?
Right. So what I tied it to is one of the things I pointed out was the fact I said, listen, I want everybody to make this very clear. We're not saying the release of dopamine is the cause of your issue of the love affair. It's not.
Right.
It's a result.
It's a result.
The real cause is something that's not even physical. That's the point. A thought, brother. Dopamine doesn't. You see what I'm saying? Is the thought that triggered that, and the thought's not physical. So which one is more real?
Right. The thought. Thought is the cause of it all.
Thought's cause of it. You see what I'm saying? So that's where one of the major disconnects comes with Western minds looking at an Eastern technology.
Yes, sir.
But without going too far into it and making anyone who doubts just on face value, the scientific validity of chakras, would also have to doubt that nuclear weapons were invented, or some people would say rediscovered in the West and utilized.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
The lead scientist on the Manhattan Project, Oppenheimer, was an avid reader of the old Hindu texts that speak about the nuclear destruction of Mohenjo-Daro around 4000 BC.
We just spoke about that in our last presentation.
Yes. You see what I'm saying? And he actually, when the first one actually exploded in the test explosion to see if it would actually work, he quoted the Vedas. He quoted the goddess Kali. He said, "Behold, I have become death, the destroyer of worlds." You see? So you want to doubt? Hey, the same high level of the same high level thinking that produced that in ancient time produced this too. You see what I'm saying?
Islam to our brother Sharif Anael-Bey.
Islam.
The Moorish God Islam. Project Baby and Me podcast. Islam, brother. Good to see you in the building. But here go another question. And we do have the presentation right here. It's loaded up. Just bear with us. True esotericism.
See, all we're talking about is this, brother. In the Western world, we've been trained to direct the scientific thinking from inside out. Right? Our forefathers went from outside in. See? So it's just where you direct the scientific thinking.
From spirit into matter and not matter into spirit.
Come on, brother.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's not that they didn't produce physical things. Of course they produced it. They produced pyramids. They produced all kinds of things. You see?
Sir. Yes, sir. We have a super chat from Project Baby and Me podcast. It's tapping into the chakra, what helps one in the practice of breatharianism.
Okay, possibly, maybe not.
Mm.
But see, let's again. There's so much to this thing. There's so much to it, right? And this is what I mean by that. What do we mean by tapping into a chakra? What does that even mean?
Whoa.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but let's be real with ourselves. When people say, "Oh, I tapped into my chakra," what does that actually mean? See, let's be real. A lot of this is
Islam.
real. Islam, brother, man. Good to see
Islam.
you.
Honor to our co-host, brother Sharif Anael-Bey.
Yeah.
And honor to
Islam.
brother Anael-Bey for the super chat, the $4 super chat. Honor to Project Baby and Me for that question with the $4.99 super chat. I really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody, please support the channel. We're doing this for you. This is for you. This is for you. And this is the subject matter that the people has asked me about and requested that I deal with. And who better to deal with it than the brother that's on the show now? You know what I'm saying? And it's always on the show, by the way. So
Right.
I'm not gonna act like I don't know that. But
Right.
you know,
Right.
I think everybody in the chat and all of the viewing audience understand why I have you on the channel so much. It's because I have you on the channel so much is because you always present the information responsibly. You see what I'm saying? And that means so much to me. It means so much to our co-host, Brother Jarvis McGriffell. It means so much to the brand of Let's Think Podcast that we bring responsible scholarship and ones who are willing to deal with the context of the context and the subject matter in a universal matter and present the information in a way that the people can digest it. So I appreciate you all the time for coming on the show. But you already know what we got for y'all today.
But to your point, brother, we deserve responsible information, responsible train of thought. We deserve it. But I wanted to finish that one quick thought about the brother's question. See, what a lot of us are doing, and I'd say us, because it included me at a particular point.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking an aspect of an entire system of study. Y'all caught that? Yeah. We're taking one component of an entire school of thought and claiming to study a component of a school of thought. When you hear people say chakras, they think that's the system. It's not. It's a component of a system. Imagine me starting a school on spark plugs. You see the point?
Why?
I can tell you.
I mean, like, why?
Well, hold on. I can tell you all about the spark plug. I don't know nothing about the engine, but I can tell you all about the spark. You see the point?
Yeah. And then another question is, why would you do it then?
Right. But here's a quick answer to that one. Many of us don't know. It was only presented to us in a very limited way. Somebody presented it. No, very few, if anybody, said chakras are a component of an entire yoga system. Because if they did, then your next logical question is, well, what's the system?
And what's yoga?
Right. See?
Honors and gratitude to the brothers Louis Anael-Bey for the $1.49 super sticker. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the support, man. Appreciate the support.
Yes.
Everybody continue to support, man. We doing this for y'all. We doing it for y'all. And we're gonna continue to bring this heat. You already know. I gotta, my schedule's kind of busy. I wish I could get to the screen more. You know what I'm saying? We're working on that in due time. We're working on that as I get more responsible, guests as yourself.
Yes, sir.
And we'll start doing shows more frequently. But however, brother, I think Project Baby and Me podcast said that was gonna be my follow-up question. How does one tap into the chakra? And I'm reading this because of your support, brother, and it's a follow-up to your question. So, You want to touch on that right quick before we pop up this presentation?
Well, we're definitely going to get through it in the presentation. This presentation is more of a unveiling, again, as your title says.
Yes, sir.
It's more of a demystifying. It's more so of demystifying the topic than it is an instructional on what to do with it. We could do something like that later. We could definitely do something like that later. But when you have an idea of what it is you're dealing with, what to do with it starts to unfold all by itself to you.
Yes.
You know what? That is a very interesting thing, point that you just made, because that's been on my dial plate lately. I've really been pondering that and really questioning myself about things that I do as spiritual practices that I realize as I reflect that no one really told me to do. No one really instructed me. So it's like, where did you get that from? You know what I mean?
Brother McGriff, I'm sure that happens to you. See, there's the science of massage therapy, and then there's the art of being a good therapist.
Yes. And you'll be surprised how much I hear. And not to be on no spookism or anything like that, but my clients are always telling me, "Oh, you got magic hands," or what type of voodoo magic you doing in here?
Right.
And I have to tell them, there's no voodoo.
It's because they're not in your profession; they're a recipient of the skills. Yeah. But they didn't go under the study. To know, you must first be what you know, right? 100%. And so there's the knowing is in the doing. You could read about it all day long, but when you start doing it, then there's certain things that are not in the instruction, certain things that are not in the text that illuminate themselves to you. 100%. Like, I can palpate the flesh and say, wait a minute, this is unhealthy right here.
Yep. It's either hot or it's cold.
See?
Hot or it's cold.
And if it's cold, it's deficient. We need to build up. If it's hot, we need to move things around.
Or it's wet or it's dry.
Yep.
Or it's wet or it's dry.
And that's exactly how it works. And every client always tell me.
Heat brings moisture. Cold brings dry.
Come on, brother.
How did you know? How did you know I was feeling this right here? I never even said anything about it. How did you know? And it's like, well, the muscles in my hand, they communicate with each other, and they guide themselves as will.
Yes.
To fix whatever the issue is
at
hand.
But you may be gracious enough to give them that explanation, or you may not. But even if you do, whether you do or not, or if you do, they don't have the experience or the knowledge to understand the explanation.
Right. And I try my best to put it in more layman terms to where I'm not going over somebody's head, because you go into these professions or you go into some of these doctors' offices and they just assume you know something about the human anatomy, and it's like, well, bro, I just asked you, could I walk tomorrow? Like, exactly. I didn't ask you to tell me what my humerus or my patella finger is. I didn't ask for that. I just asked can I walk tomorrow? And if it's yes, how can I walk?
And to that point, that there are people that are skilled in their craft that don't work to empower the people they work with or work for or working on. So they talk very high to keep them dependent on them. So they'll talk you in circles to make you feel like, oh man,
it sounds like a certain corporation I know about.
How about that?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Honest gratitude to Brother Sharif Anael-Bey for the $5 super chat. He says, man himself must be what he knows. To teach those to be pure in heart, you must yourself be pure in heart. The Minister Louis Farrakhan stated that if you do not have the information on a topic, then you should shut your mouth.
100%.
You shouldn't try to teach something you do not know. And guess what?
You should be quiet.
Be right, brother. Right.
Brother Louis Anael-Bey. That is a matter of fact. Let me go ahead and pin that on the screen.
Right.
For those because you got naysayers. You got to let somebody always want to, yeah. Let's go ahead and put that right there, just for a second.
Hey Mo, you dealing with the chakras? Are you gonna dive into like the different organs and all that attached with the chakras as well, or?
Hold on.
I didn't want to jump the gun. I just wanted to.
Hold up. Whoa.
Hold on, man. I just wanted to ask. Hey, I did it for the brother in the back. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did it ask the question for the brother in the back? You know?
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Man, you know how brother Sharif do, man. He strives not to leave any stones unturned. You know what I mean?
I try, brother. I try.
But you really can't even talk about that without. You can't even talk about chakras without taking it there, literally.
No, it's the truth. It's true. Well, that's if
you are educated.
There you go. Because we've heard people talk, and I'm being lovingly critical.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard all types of people talk about chakras, and not one, and at no point do they or are they able to show the interface with actual physicality.
Mm-hmm.
See? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have honest and gratitude.
When I look at that, Mo,
ADL Choice for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate that.
Praise Allah.
Gratitude to you. I really appreciate that. He says Islam, the culture of America, is called, and this is an interesting statement. So I'm gonna show it. Very interesting statement.
Interesting.
Very interesting statement.
Interesting.
Yeah, Mo. Dealing with the chakras. When I seen this topic, I was like, I wonder how deep the brother finna go with this one. I wonder if he gonna really open it up for the people to where they can,
really dive.
They can unfold with the message.
And I have to say this for those that are not members of the Moorish movement and or students of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You all are gonna hear. You're gonna hear the Prophet come through in this presentation.
Islam.
Make no mistake. That's another thing that I want to do is demonstrate that what Prophet Noble Drew Ali gave us are true secret teachings that we're able to express openly as part of our religious faith practice.
Yes. Because as we all know, there are individuals that desire to keep these things, the very thing that he's going to talk about, behind lock and key. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So without further ado, y'all ready?
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Can we go?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, honors and gratitude, brother Sharif Anael-Bey. Yeah, that's the goal. Can we get 20 super chats tonight? Can we get 20 super chats? We got 3 already. So we got 17 more to go. So let's go ahead and get into this presentation.
Let's do it.
Because I know you're finna do it. Honors and gratitude, brother Choice, for the $20 super chat. But we finna get right here.
Here we go.
How we look?
Chakras.
Man, you and these graphics, dude.
Every time.
Yeah, man, you and these graphics, bro. Man,
they say that boy good.
That boy real good.
Oh man. So the title, Chakras, an analysis of components of multi-dimensional man. The presumption here is man is multi-dimensional. And that in and of itself starts to point at the inadequacies of the materialists.
Occidental world.
Yeah, the materialists that say that it's not real if it doesn't if it doesn't fall within the purview of our five senses, it's not real. I guess that means gamma rays aren't real because that doesn't fall within the purview of our five senses either.
I guess your grandma ain't real either, bro. I guess your great granny ain't real either.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And I don't mean to be and I don't mean to be condescending in my speech, but I mean it's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
All right. That's right. Let's get into it. I mean,
next slide, brother. Yes, sir.
Let me.
Oh, but hold on. Before you even go to the next slide, what you just said again, like with the brother's earlier question when he said tap into your chakra, right? I want and the question my response was a question, and that question is rhetorical because I want everyone to think about it. We may say those words, but we ever thought about what that actually means? What do you mean tap into a chakra? See? What does that actually mean? Because we want to really be operators. We want to really be functional. We don't want to be just dime store, ivory tower esotericists that just talk about topics and sound cool about it. We want to be functional. So ask yourself, what do you mean? What does that actually mean? And when you ask yourself that, you start to see gaping holes in your understanding. And that's a good thing. It's not an easy thing, but it's a good thing because when you see gaping holes in your understanding, your mind automatically seeks to fill them. Now you are a true seeker. Now you're a seeker because you feel the pain of that emptiness of, oh man, I don't know that. The first step to knowledge is admitting you don't know.
100%.
Yeah. It's the first step.
Yes,
but the moment you say to yourself, I don't know that, automatically you got brain power going in the direction of trying to know.
Right, exactly. And the soul will seek to find out.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yes, sir.
All right, next slide.
Next slide. And we are off.
Yes, sir. So the definition of a chakra, the word chakra means wheel. It's a Sanskrit word. All right, means wheel. I mean, there's more to it than that, and we're going to talk about it. So what is a chakra? A chakra is a bioenergetic nexus. Nexus meaning where two things come together and connect. We're going to get into that deeper later. It's a spiritual center, consciousness center. Some people call it one of the 7 lesser brains in man. Okay? What do you mean a brain? What are you talking about?
Right, there go my question. I was finna pop it off.
3 things, 3 biological things. Follow me. 3 basic biological things, right, facilitate the holding of consciousness. 1, a nerve nexus or bundles of nerves. 2, fluid, water, blood, lymph, etc. See that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, it's those 2 things, not 3. Those 2 things together. And we're going to see that. We'll see later. I'm kind of jumping ahead. But those 2 things together, right? Like your brain is a huge, gigantic, ultra complex neural network surrounded by water and CSF, cerebral spinal fluid.
Whoa. Honors and gratitude to my moderators in the building, Brother Louis Anael-Bey and Brother Nazarene Essene TV.
Outstanding.
I appreciate y'all for being in the building. And we have another super chat. Brother Louis Anael-Bey. He says, we have a song that we sing in the temple about the little wheel is turning my heart.
Yep.
Oh man.
We sure do.
Oh man.
We sure do.
Black Ice. 214 sent the $5 super chat. I really thank you for that. He said gratitude, and it's honest to you, brother. Honest to you. Honest to you. I don't know if you're a sister or brother at this point in time. I can't look at your channel right now. But honest to you for the super chat.
Right. So the next one.
Yes, sir.
It's a micro to macro interface point.
Oh, boys Einstein condensate.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And as a result of being a macro interface point, it's a what? It's a gateway. It's a wormhole. Miniature gateway.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about that. Now, incidentally, let's look at the graphics on this chart. On this slide.
Right.
Incidentally, in the Moor Science Temple of America, we say, where's the nearest place we can meet him?
In the heart.
Right. In the craft, we say, where were you first made one? Where?
In the heart.
Right. Okay. On the Kabbalistic tree of life, if we were to superimpose that tree of life on a human figure, which we can do.
Yeah, right. We definitely can do it.
The sixth Sephiroth is Tiferet.
That's the heart.
You already know. It's that Tiferet's alchemical color is green. Its planetary symbol is what? Venus.
Mm-hmm. Planet love.
There you go. Just wanted to point that out.
And Friday is the same color.
And Friday is the same. There you go, brother. There you go. All right. We were talking about the whole interface thing, right? And the fact that man is multidimensional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next slide.
All right. He already Here we oh man.
Say it again, Brother McGriffith. About the graphics.
Whoa. No, I'm talking about look at his face. It says it all.
That boy good.
That boy real good.
That boy real good. Y'all see? Hey, do y'all see what I see?
They probably don't. Some.
Here, let's put it like this: if you're a student of the prophet, you see it.
I see a whole lot.
Oh yeah, I see a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we're giving cosmological context, how the micro and the macro connect.
This
See?
geometry here, boy.
On the left, it says Elohim, Archons, Tectons. Let's talk about that for a second.
I was just reading about
What? Tell me.
Yeah, let's no. I'll add on, but I want to hear about this.
Okay. So the term Archon is a term that's mostly used in Gnosticism, the old Gnostics. Okay. Now, we don't agree 100% with how a lot of the Gnostics teaching on this has been passed down or interpreted, or passed down and understood. Because a lot of what we read about the Archons is very negative. Now, I'm not, it's very negative, the connotation, right? Now, there's a reason for that. We just don't believe in boogeymen. Follow me. Archons, right, are the beings that are in charge of the manifestation and maintenance of matter. See, the old Gnostics, the way that it comes to us in the West, for the most part, the old Gnostics saw physicality as a hell, and thus the Archons as being the
guardians, and so they would look grotesque.
In our questionnaire, who made the devil? Answer:
Elohim.
Boom. See?
So look. So this explains why, in many situations, especially and I've mentioned this in another context on another show we did. However, our ancient forefathers also depicted certain deities and certain cosmological concepts and principles in a very grotesque way. And one of the reasons, of course, was to keep the profane and
scare the profane away.
Yeah. And also what you just mentioned here. So keep going, brother. I just want to add that.
You got it. So, as you see on the left, you see the symbolism. I'll give the wording for the symbolism. Any student of Prophet Noble Drew Ali readily recognize it. From Allah's own record book we read, the triune Allah breathed forth, and behold, seven. Okay, you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Mm-hmm. And these seven spirits created. In other words, made able to manifest. Now, what do we know about manifestation? Now, again, this is going to grate against all Western sensibilities. Because in the Western world, we're taught that if it's not physical, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But our forefathers didn't think that way. So here it is. Here is the underlying context or narrative for reality from the ancient world, which is now cutting edge, top secret science. Anything that has a beginning has an end. And if it has a beginning and an end, it is illusion. It is not real.
It's temporary.
It is temporary.
That's falsehood.
The only thing that is true is that which is permanent. And a permanent thing has no beginning or end.
Infinite. That's the truth.
You hear that, people? Because I know it's heavy lifting. I know for us, it's making us stretch. That's good, though. Let me repeat it. If it has a beginning, it has an end. And if it has a beginning and an end, it is temporary because there was a time when it did not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it is what we call illusion.
Also
so that means all manifestation is illusion.
Falsehood.
All of it. That's right. The only thing that's true is that which is permanent. And permanent means it does not have a beginning and it does not have an end. Guess what that means? At that point, your five senses fall apart.
Disappear. I was just talking about that today. About the five senses. Okay. You just said that. Now it's easy to say that. It's not even easy to say that. Let me take that back. It's not even easy to say what you just said. However, I tell you what, I know you have an exercise right quick that'll help them.
Yo, bro, you know what, man? Here's the wild part. I'm gonna say to the audience: we ain't never met in the physical, but we spend way too much time around each other.
100%. Crazy thing about it, man, we in 3 different states at that.
Right.
And it's crazy. I was just talking to a brother about divine, about us being in proximity on higher realms, in higher dimensions.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Though in the physical we may seem as though we're miles and great distances apart, but in higher realms, just because of the mind and the way we think and how we view and perceive the world, we're closer than our
brother. Listen, remember, see, and another one, right? Another one, or another difference in how we think, as opposed to how our forefathers thought.
Mm-hmm.
Man is not the body nor the soul. Man is spirit and part of Allah, but also man became a living soul. Well, time and distance work totally different on the soul level than it does on the physical level.
Mm-hmm.
So you and I, we all 3 of us, we know that while we've never physically met, that we meet on the soul plane all the time.
Yes.
That's a fact.
All the time. It's so much so that when we do meet in the physical, it's going to feel like reunion, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
See that?
I want to smack one of them coconuts too. No,
but that's very real. And so the first stage in this in the shift of consciousness is, first of all, just recognizing the fact. If it's difficult and it takes a long time, it's not the process of the transference of consciousness from physicality more to the higher levels, that takes a lot of time. It's the fact that it's hard for us to believe that takes a lot of time. See, it takes longer for us to just wrap our head around it and believe it and accept it than it does to actually make the shift. See, but we three spend a lot of time talking. Yeah. So it's not hard for us. We get it.
And that's the difference between intellectualizing something and actually being it.
Right. See, I've given this analogy before, and it's pretty funny. See, just merely intellectualizing it is like me eating the recipe for peach cobbler and telling you I know what a peach cobbler tastes like.
Eating the recipe.
Because I ate the recipe, right.
You can't eat the recipe unless you made it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yo. Yeah, there you go. There you go, man. There you go. Hey, listen. This okay. Before we get off, give them an exercise right quick.
Sure.
Show them how their 5 senses can fall apart.
Oh, so easy. I'm going to give 2 of them. Here's one that's kind of simple, really simple. Imagine you are traveling in space, and it is the pure empty space. There are no planets. There are no stars, no quasars, no nebula, no nothing. And you are moving at 100 miles an hour. Here's the question. How would you know? How would you know you're moving at all? When there is nothing to contrast with to let you know you are moving. See? Our 5 senses work within duality, people.
Right.
And the mother of duality is, guess what? Or goes hand in hand with duality is, guess what? Time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See that?
Yes, sir.
Time gives you subject, object, beginning, end. See that? And there's your duality. Your 5 senses work within that. Within the pleroma or the realm of unity, your 5 senses fall apart. See?
Whoa.
You can take a sample of your fingernail or skin sample. You take it off, whoop, you cut it. Oh, this is me. This is a part of me. Put it under a microscope, electron microscope, and look down at the molecular or atomic level. There is no more sense of self. No more sense of self now.
Whole different world.
No more sense of self. No more point of reference. See how that works? Now, the one exercise I've given you all before, we could, let's just say 1, 2, 3. Say it out loud. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Your voice made a sound that was received by your ears in the auditory canal. Now, both the sound received in the auditory canal was read and interpreted where? In your brain.
In my brain.
Right. Okay, now I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Now you say 1, 2, 3 in your head. 1, 2, 3. What sound was made? No sound made.
But
there was nothing to hear.
Out, though,
so there was nothing to hear, was it?
Right. But I heard that 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but I heard it though.
But did you hear it?
And who spoke? See? Your senses fall apart, but you cannot deny the reality, can you?
100%.
100%.
Yeah. Can't deny the reality.
All right, let's go, bro. We'll be.
All right, back on this chart because there's a lot on this slide, people. So from the macro perspective, and what we mean by macro is beyond 3 dimensions. It includes 3 dimensions, but also the higher dimensions. Right? So a map of consciousness for the higher levels relates to the number 7. 7 planes of existence, 7 planes of experience, 7 realms of matter at different vibratory levels. 7 worlds. That's what's referred to in the Arabic as Rabbil Alameen.
The Lord of
all the worlds.
All of them.
So that's macro, people. And it has 7 governors. These realms have 7 governors that we call archons or tectons, or we call the Elohim. See? They are the creators, manufacturing staff for matter and creation.
That's like the engineer drawing the blueprint and giving it to his workers or his foremen, and the foremen give it to the workers, and the workers distribute out, and then all of a sudden this grand old building is built up that this guy took out of his head and drew on a piece of paper.
You hit it right on the nose, dear brother. There you go. Allah the 1, Allah the 3, Allah the 7. Right. So that's at the macro level. Okay. Those 7 planes, right, are also akin to what we call 7 planetary spheres. We do not mean, and we're going to get into this in more detail in this presentation, we do not mean the physical planets, people.
Planetary realms.
There you go. Of which the physical planets are 3-dimensional shadows. Remember what we said about true reality. If it's physical, it's illusory. If it's physical, it's a shadow of something higher.
If it's physical, it's not real.
Right. So when we're talking about the 7 planetary spheres, we're talking about the higher dimensional reality of which those 7 physical planets are a 3D shadow of. Oh, people think, yeah, that sounds a little spooky. Okay. We're going to make it real scientific for you in a few slides.
It's a lot of spooky things walking around here.
Yeah. We're going to make it real scientific for you in a few slides, people. And these spheres, what does it say? In our literature, those students
that's like saying thinking is spooky.
Right. Because you can't see it.
Right.
Yeah. See? So these spheres rotate. Now, because rotation is movement. Movement is life. All right. Now, what does it say? In our literature, these 7 spheres moved on the face of boundless space, and 7 ethers were, and every ether had its form of life. It says these 7 spheres moved on the face of boundless space. They rotated. Right? So see the now, what did we say the definition of a chakra was? A wheel.
A wheel.
All right.
A vortex.
So now look at it this way. So now you got the 7 Elohim on the macro scale. On the micro scale, you got 7 wheels inside of man, the body of humans.
Spiral.
And what connects them? The 7 planetary spheres, right? This is why we have 7 days of the week and 52 weeks in a year. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Now.
Mathematics.
Right. Now, think of the wheels at the macro and the micro level as gears. The work of masterminds in this respect is to bring the gears into closer proximity and tighten them so that when the small wheels turn, the big wheels turn. Okay. See?
Now you got a boat in motion.
That's how the old school clock used to work.
Correct.
But now you got a real boat in motion.
Yes, sir.
You draw the boat.
Now I don't need a physical spaceship to travel to Sirius B like our forefathers did in the Dogon tribe.
Ooh.
That's next level. You got to say that for another.
Because remember again. Now let me remind people: the chakras are what? Multi-dimensional.
Yeah,
they're multi-dimensional people.
You got to say that for another time, Mo.
Chakras are multi-dimensional.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next slide.
Yes, sir. Did you hit the bioenergetic biology?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I mentioned it. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
All right. That's a good book to have on the far right by David Jenks called The Monkey and the Tetrahedron.
Ooh, I heard about this.
Good book, get it.
I heard about this, bro.
Yeah. The book talks about what our friend on the slide, Richard Hoagland, presented in the 90s to the United Nations. You can find these lectures on YouTube, where he presented from Jet Propulsion's laboratory. He's a lead scientist at Jet Propulsion's laboratory for NASA. He presented to the United Nations back in the 90s on what they found at the Sedonia region on Mars. Now, everybody's heard about, the face on Mars, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. That wasn't the biggest discovery. Southwest of the face on Mars is a whole complex of structures, including a pentagonal-shaped pyramid that they call the D&M pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the number one way to tell or to indicate intelligent design?
Redundancy.
And yes, and more specifically, right angles.
Yeah.
What are signs? You already know the answer. Right angle squares and perpendiculars.
Man, you did not
signs
just
of
do
what?
that.
Signs
you did
of
not just
intelligence.
do that. You did not just do that. I came in on the back end and caught you.
Talking high science, you know? Talking that high science.
You see it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but you said it, brother, mathematical redundancy. So they measured all these structures, or they measured what at that point they suspected to be structures, and realized there is a very, very, very solid mathematical redundancy. Very solid. Right?
So that means there's intelligence involved.
And to the point where he says in the lecture in the United Nations, he goes, we went way past questioning whether there was intelligent design or not. We went from that question to what does the redundancy mean? Oh, that's where they went. So they're like, why do we keep seeing this recurrence of the number 19.5 in our measurements? That's literally the question they came up with.
Mother Tanetta dealt with the number 19.
Sure did. Oh yeah, by the way, the Quran of Mecca, I forgot the brother's name that Mother Tanetta Muhammad spoke about, but he was well known. He was a mathematician and a Muslim in the so-called Middle East, and he uncovered that the Quran of Mecca was written with based on a mathematical code based on the number 19, and they killed him for it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yep, he lost his life over revealing that. But anyway, yes, the number 19.5. Now, next slide. Why is that number so important? People wanted science. Here we go. Tetrahedral dynamics, the physics of hyperspheres. What is a hypersphere? A hypersphere is a sphere that exists on multiple dimensions simultaneously. Stop right there. Back. So prior to the 90s, the only places you could get any research on hyperspheres was with a particular group of theoretical mathematicians, and they're called topologists. They experiment mathematically on paper with multiple dimensions. So they, for a long time, were like, well, if there was such thing as a hypersphere, a sphere that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously, there's certain things that you would see in 3 dimensions that would indicate higher dimensional activity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In other words, there would be 3D shadows. Well, 2 of them would be this. One would be an outwelling of energy at exactly 19.5 degrees north or south of the equator, opposite of the pole. So, if we're going from the North Pole, it would be at 19.5 degrees south. of the equator, Mount Kilauea in Hawaii on Earth, major sunspot activity on the sun, the Great Red Spot on Jupiter. See where this is going? Yes. Mount Olympus Mons, the biggest volcano in the solar system, on Mars. All of them at 19.5 people. All of them.
They were placed.
But it gets better, people. It gets even weirder. It gets even stranger. You would also see an inwelling of energy at the pole. And that would be marked in 3 dimensions by a hexagonal shape at the pole. And there's nothing in Newtonian physics that would explain it. So prior to a particular point, scientists were like, yeah, that'll never happen. It sounds good on paper. Okay, cool. But I don't think we'll ever see it in our next slide. Yeah. 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 Yep. And that hexagonal shape is rotating opposite of Saturn's rotation, and it's making the corners, people. What do we have? At least one, and this is what Richard Hoagland said in the United Nations, at least one physical, we have solid evidence of at least one of our physical planets being a gateway, a stargate, a hypersphere. That's what we got, people. There's your science.
Whoa.
See that?
Now, correct me, Mo. This is a topic, too, that Terrence Howard been building on, too.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And once I saw the patterns, I was like, this reminds me of
there you go. That word, patterns. Ooh.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So what do we so we're looking at scientific confirmation of not just ancient spiritual knowledge, but now black budget special access cutting edge stuff that's kept away from the public today. That's what we're looking at. See? That there are actual multi-dimensional superhighways for space travel. Yeah. That's what we're looking at. Now, wait a minute, Brother Sharif. I thought we were talking about chakras. Yes.
Yeah. That's what that's where I was going.
Yes. We are talking about chakras. This next slide, our brother McGriff is going to love. Next slide, people.
Uh-oh, Jarvis.
Talk to me nice.
The macro and the microcosmic interface. Remember what we said? We said anything physical is a 3D shadow of higher things. That means that we should easily be able to find correlations either way. So we got 7 chakras. Who knows about endocrinology?
I know a little.
There you go. How many glands in the endocrine system?
7 endocrine glands.
Oh, where are they located?
Located along the spine.
They're located in the exact locations as the 7 chakras.
Along the spine. The ductless glands.
That's right. What are they? Matter of fact, what are they related or let's talk real brief about the glands themselves and what they do. What do they do?
Let's talk.
Like, pick a gland.
Ooh.
The gland. Let's go with adrenaline glands.
There we go. Produces what? Or the adrenal glands produce, of course, adrenaline.
Adrenal gland produces cortisol and adrenaline.
Woo! What do those do?
Grounding, stability, and survival.
Well, what you just described, brother, when you said the grounding, stability, and survival, you described what the base chakra deals with, right? Okay. You described what the base chakra deals with. And you also described what the
that's fight or flight too.
What the gland deals with, right? So the question now becomes, how are those two things connected? See? How is adrenaline and cortisol connected to grounding, stability, and survival?
I can say adrenaline is connected to survival was because, like I said, the fight or flight.
Fight or flight. There you simple.
Fight
right?
or flight, rest and digest.
Right. What about stability?
That's a good question.
Oh, but it's easy when you think about it. It's easy. It's easy, right? Stability as in self-identity. I'm a man. Get it?
Okay.
See? Survival, same thing. See? Now, follow me. It's just like you're a fighter, brother.
Yes, sir.
Right? Everybody can fight. Fighting's a choice. Not everybody can fight good, though.
Everybody ain't got skills.
Right. Some people can naturally fight better than others, but everybody can improve their game with training.
100%.
All right. So what does the training involve? Transforming the fighting ability. So you would know, let's go back to that phrase, tapping into a chakra. You would know if you set that thing in motion and began to connect its gears to the bigger gears, because you would see a change and a transformation in the secretions.
A relaxation to come over you.
There you go.
A relaxing feeling to come over you. Once them gears get to rolling, you did.
That's called, and you know what?
You know what I mean? Put cuz in the dirt. Yeah.
That's that state. That's that state, or that's that mental state that Bruce Lee used to get into when he used to smash off on them ping pong players with
right. You see? So there will, again, remember people, yes, the physicality is an illusion. It's a projection from the true reality. But it doesn't mean it's not connected to the true reality.
Just not turned on.
So if you change things at the higher level, it's going to, as we would say in the more science of America, come down to the rate of atmosphere.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God.
In other words, the vibratory rate is going to drop, and the higher level reality is going to project itself into physicality. There will be a physical result.
A reflux.
Yes. See?
Just like the term acid reflux.
Yes, see that? Sir. There will be those things. So when you, quote unquote, tap into a chakra, activate a chakra, you will get a change
in conditions.
Absolutely. And more specifically, a change in the hormonal production and quality. You will get that. You will get that. Brothers, remind me before we leave this slide to go over what I have at the top in the writing, because that's important.
Okay.
All right. So the physical, the 7 glands of the endocrine system, the ductless glands of the endocrine system, are the physical bodies of the chakras.
Mm.
The chakras could be called the soul of the endocrine glands.
Whoa.
See?
The garb, the form.
Uh-huh. Right, the garb. There you go, bro. There you go.
That's the garb that it takes on to operate or function on the plane of things made manifest.
Say that again, bro.
That's the garb or the form that it takes on to operate or function on the plane of things made manifest.
Anybody who's a student of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, we could thus say it this way. The 7 chakras are anatomical organs of the body beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Let your light shine, gentlemen.
Come on, brother.
Oh, man.
See?
Well, bro.
I mean, chapter 1 is all in this.
Absolutely. Now let's revisit the mystical understanding of the biblical parable, the Good Samaritan.
Okay.
When the traveler's traveling, the robbers waylay him, beat him within an inch of his life, and then the most important point, they strip him naked.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Good Samaritan, of course, after the other two, keep going. Good Samaritan does what? Takes his coat off and puts it over. Okay. Mm-hmm. What does that mean mystically in the hidden tradition? Right? When they say they stripped him, they turned his chakras off. They turned his TV off.
Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
Turn his radio off too.
They cut the connection, the conscious connection. Man and Allah are one, but through what? Carnal thoughts and deeds. Man did what? Tore himself
away. Tore his clothes off.
He based himself.
Turned his own TV off.
Took off his royal guard.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Oh man. Hey. Ooh. I just woke up right there. Something. The light came on.
Right. Now let's look at these words at the top of the slide. Or the microcosmic, macrocosmic interface, or how the Elohim or the archons or the tectons advance the human condition by way of advancing the human containers that house the seed of divinity.
Brother, you use that word interface.
Yes.
Very, very meticulously, right?
Yes, sir.
I want you to deal with that word. Interface.
In the craft, we have, there's a particular tool. It's called the trowel.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The trowel is a tool that unites.
So the interface.
Yeah.
The cement, bro. yeah, go ahead, man.
The line that unites divinity and matter, bro. See? All right. So here we go.
Go ahead,
in chapter 1 of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Symbol of America, it says, let him know that cherubim and seraphim that rule the seasons of the sun and the spirit of the mighty Allah that rules the solar stars are his protectors and his guide and will lead to victory. Man will be fully saved, redeemed, perfected by what he suffers.
Mm-hmm.
What is one of the overall lessons in chapter 1? That we're supposed to lean into hardship because our advancement's on the other side of hardship. Without a foe, a soldier never knows his strength, and thought must be developed by the exercise of strength. Thus, this carnal nature soon became a foe that man must fight, that he might be the strength of Allah made manifest. See that?
And the Holy Quran of Mecca says, after every difficulty comes relief.
Comes ease.
Mm-hmm.
Our lesson is to what? Lean into the hardship, not run away from it and try to avoid it.
Yep.
But this worldview tells us to run from it, hide from it, so we never progress.
You know, ones don't like pain, bro.
Right. See?
Like, just like me, man, you know, being a fighter, you know, and you know, and really taking on the spirit of fight. You know what I'm saying? When the spirit of fighting or that belief or that thought takes possession of you, you don't mind getting punched in the face. It only makes you better. You know what I'm saying? You don't mind getting sat down on your behind on your backside because it's only, because it don't mind because it's only going to afford you the opportunity to make sure that you don't never be in that position again.
Come on, brother.
You know, I mean, but at the end of the day, brother Sharif, you know what I'm saying, though we say that, right? Yes. Though we say that, and it's a very profound statement.
Yes.
Ask the question though. Who truly likes pain?
There you go.
Nobody.
Right. See, what you called it. See, the real work in this respect, I mean, now mind you, let's back up. Chapter 1 says that there is protectors guide and will lead to victory. There is no failure for the human so far. Allah is leading on, victory is sure. That sounds on one end very encouraging, but you know what it is on the other end?
What?
It's that strong hand pushing you into the fire because there is no other way back. You have no choice. You have no choice.
Especially when you consciously took the step on your own free will and accord, as some would say.
So that, brother, but there's where the strength comes. And that's the lesson. It's, see, because you either gonna cheerfully jump in that fire,
or you're gonna be made to do so.
Or you're gonna get pushed in.
You'll be made to do so.
Like they say, choose your heart.
You know? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna go. Right?
Choose your heart, man.
That's right. So we have to learn to like that pain, bro. We have to learn to be okay. It's like this one old movie that was quoted in one of the Alien movie series. The guy was putting his hand over the flame and smiling. The other guy tried to say, ah. He goes, that hurts. He goes, of course it hurts. The trick is not minding that it hurts. See?
I want to talk about this, right?
Yes, sir.
And I don't know if I'm going left field with something pressing on my heart to talk about this, right? As a child, I have always had a very unique reaction to death. Like almost to the point where my grandmother even said one time that something wrong with him. He don't react right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And but you know, and I'm talking about my mother's departure.
Yes.
I'm talking about people that were very close to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
However, I can say this: my grandmother never got an opportunity to really see death affect me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I can say, and this may sound weird, bro. I don't even know if I feel comfortable really saying this, right? But I went through my mother's passing, my father's passing, my grandfather's passing, my grandmother's passing. And this is going to sound weird, but I don't even feel comfortable saying. I got to be transparent with myself.
Sure.
Bro, I don't think I really hurt until my brother Lionel departed. Like, that took so much out of me, bro. Like, and I don't understand it because I love my grandmother. I love my mother. I love my father. I love these people raised me. They're very pivotal and very important in my entire existence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? However, this brother whom I wasn't really afforded that many years with. But when he left, when he departed, bro, it hit me somewhere, bro. It hit me somewhere, and it gave me a factory reset, bro. It factory reset me, bro. It's like I shut down for days. I didn't talk. I couldn't function. But when I came back, the whole world looked different. You see what I'm saying? And that's the best way I can explain it.
Wow.
And that's unique that you say that because, bro, I guess I had to grow to the point where I had to learn how to allow myself to process the pain.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
sir. I don't think which goes back to say, I said this to my therapist, I don't think I've grieved over my mother, my father, my grandmother, or my grandfather. I don't think I've grieved at all. I may have had, spurts of emotional response, but however, I don't think I fully grieved over either one of them. But over that brother, I went through it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I had to say. It was just very interesting that you said that. Keep going, bro.
That's interesting. Sorry. I mean, but again, there's students of Prophet Drew Ali, and we have chapter 4, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science of America, the death,
Ministry of Death.
There you go, the Ministry of Death. We're trying to evolve our consciousness to a space where we see the physical passing of somebody not as death at all.
Yeah.
But as graduation. We're trying to get there, right? So, like, if there was a Moorish American funeral, we generally just say, we call it a going home or whatever, right? And you don't see much crying or lamenting. You see what I'm saying? And people would call us, they would say to us what your family said to you, your grandmother said to you.
He's strange.
Yeah, y'all ain't acting right.
Yeah. And I still get that to this day. I still get that to this day. Except when, that one incident, but to this day I still, I've attended my great grandmother's funeral, you know what I'm saying? I was very close to her.
Yes.
And, everybody was like, bro, you act like you happy, like, you know what I mean? Like, cuz, you all right? I actually had my cousins ask, you all right? So it's like, yeah, man, I see that. I see that.
Bro. Yeah. So on this, but back on this particular topic, the whole, how does the Elohim help us? When Elohim made devil, so to speak. In other words, the Elohim created the conditions by where the carnal nature arose. I just answered my question in the question. The carnal nature provides the foe that we struggle with so that Allah's strength comes through us. Now, let's take it aback. What is in man? The seed that came forth from the heart of Allah. In other words, man's true self, which is one with Allah, one with God. But it's still a seed. It's not unfolded. What does it take for unfolding? Strife.
Ooh, yeah.
It's comfort.
Struggle.
Just like a seed, just like when the seed germinates and it sprouts, they have to fight through that soil to get the sunlight.
It has to be placed in in seemingly a hostile environment, right?
Yes, sir.
And then guess what? Like if we put it in a pot, the purpose of the pot is to provide the environment for the seed to grow.
Yep.
What's the purpose of the seed? Outgrow the pot. What happens when it outgrows the pot? What do?
Put in a bigger pot.
Put in a bigger pot.
And the struggle happens again.
Brothers and sisters and viewers, now you've discovered what the Elohim do.
They provide
bigger and better pots for the seed.
Okay.
Oh boy, that could trace us back to our last show.
Yes, exactly. So what we've just described is the real secret of duality. Duality, motion, and time are all linked.
And they're all contained.
Yes. So you have, watch, the seed going into the container. Outgrows the container. A new container made. Outgrows that container. A new container made. There's your duality, people. It's a torus. Ooh, see it?
And that's one thing that I heard in a lesson, the very that it was contributed to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He explained that in this way: universes on top of universe.
Yes. 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 Because the spheres go back 4 slides.
Go back 4 slides?
4 slides to the one that says cosmological context.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Next one. There you go. In other words, you've got spheres. Let's just oversimplify it. Circles that interlock with each other. That's what connects the macrocosm to the microcosm.
And I'm talking about that symbol right there that's right up under Elohim, Archon, Tectons. That reminds me of circle and a triangle.
Yeah, that's wisdom, will, and love. Yeah. But what do you have with the 7 Elohim? Rotation. They govern 7 spheres, 7 realities, 7 realms of matter. What do? Rotate.
And they also represent the circle.
There you go. Yes. And you got 7 wheels in man. What do when they're activated? Rotate.
So that's why they control the ages too.
Yes.
Yeah, because the ages,
all of the pattern of the circle. They're all wheels, they're all gears, and they're all connected. This is how man has 7 interfaces with the Elohim themselves in his body. Man is Lord of all the planes of manifest. See?
Boom.
Well, think about it. Chapter 1.
Yes.
The 7 planes, right?
Yes.
Name them.
Oh, protoplasm, earth, plant, beast, man, angel, cherubim. But now, follow me. Man and Allah are one. Man, let's go to the Quran of Mecca. Surah 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, right? Where Allah says to the angels, behold, I'm going to create Khalifa in the earth, generation after generations. Khalifa is an Arabic word that means successor. What's meant by that in the context? Allah creates a representative of himself inside his own creation. That is the real understanding of John 3:16 in the Bible. Love is a connection. For God so loved the world, meaning his creation, gave his only begotten son, meaning he has a presence inside his creation. That's what it means, people. Now, that said, while we say, while man and Allah are one, and the thoughts of Allah are from the everlasting of the past to the never-ending days to come, and so is man. That means man is omnipotent too, but inside creation follows what, people? Time. And so there must be a process of development for that thought. It follows time too. So that thought is man developing into the full manifestation of Allah inside his creation, but he has to climb a ladder. That ladder has 7 rungs, and I'm saying figuratively. That ladder has 7 rungs. In other words, he has to go above the Elohim.
Hey, bro, excuse me, bro. I'm over here. Never mind me.
Oh, you know one more. That's why I'm just over here. Just nodding my head.
You see what I'm saying? No?
Putting the keys together.
The whole purpose, we're asked the question, why did creative fate give the man, spirit man, a body, soul to function on the plane of soul? Why did creative fate give the soul a body of flesh to function on the plane of things made manifest? See, that question is answered later in the chapter. We were given these things so that we could rise above them.
Mm-hmm. God so loved the world that he gave it me to take care of it.
Come on, bro. Y'all remember in the craft, the first two guys couldn't retrieve the body. The grip was insufficient. So the guy had to come himself.
Get up off the ground. Get up off the ground. I said get up.
Right? The guy had to come himself. Okay, let's go to the last slide, brother.
Bro, this has been one, bro. Man, this is, hey, yo, we had a goal, right? And when we reached the goal, we was going to do Q&A, right?
Yes.
However, I enjoyed this, and I appreciate listening audience participation, because we got, man, listen, I appreciate y'all, man, just for being here. So guess what we're going to do? Even though we didn't reach that particular goal, we still gonna do some question and answer. So let's get to this.
Praise Allah. Let's do it. Yeah, let's get to that last slide.
And I'm bringing you up on the screen. So if you got a question, you got to come up on the screen. And I'll put the link in the comment section. Yeah. And we're gonna take oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Whoa, wow.
Any student of Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the More Science of America sees this graphic is a literal blend of chapters 1 and chapters 11.
Anybody in the craft, especially those who moved past 3 and gone up to get some other things, you see what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So objectives as it relates to the system that incorporates chakras and recognizes chakras. What's the objective? To command the Elohim. In other words, to not be, it's just like our brothers in the Caribbean that practice candomblé or practice vodun or santeria.
Don't be
either right, brother. Either you command the gods or you food for the gods.
So talk about that right quick.
The 7, so the Hebrews call them those 7 creative spirits Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
Our Yoruba brothers and sisters call them Orisha.
Mm-hmm.
See?
So
our French
what does it mean
to
command them? What does it mean to command the gods or be food for the gods?
Oh, right now, in so many words, we're food for them. And this is where the old Gnostics developed their conceit for the archons. Okay. And where they start to, they fell into the whole disdainment of physicality. See, we can, on one end, we say that physicality is the illusion. It's not the reality, but that doesn't mean we disdain it. We don't believe flesh is sinful. Yeah. You really think flesh is sinful, man? Hang up off yourself. See what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ready to do that.
Honest gratitude for the super chat. Creator of the boundless universe. I'm gonna ask this question.
Go ahead.
Because some people be scared to ask it. Is it 7 wrongs or 33?
I'm gonna answer that question somewhat cryptically. Not because I'm trying to keep a secret, but because the answer is within a particular framework of thinking. Here we go. In the esoteric or the higher knowledge, the smaller a thing or the bigger the number is, the smaller the thing.
Smaller it is.
Okay. Y'all caught that? The bigger the number, the smaller the thing.
So can I give another analogy of it?
Please go.
Is the space between these two fingers Is it infinite? Is it more?
The answer is yes. And the answer is yes.
Okay.
There is a whole infinity between the numbers 1 and 2. That's the truth.
Because you gotta travel.
That is the truth. There's a whole infinity between the numbers 1 and 2. Yes, there is. Believe it or not, people. Believe it or not. Now, when we're talking magnitude, for instance, right? Magnitude.
Also, the inside of an atom is more spacious than the outside of the atom.
Right. Now, okay. See? Okay. Thank you, bro. See? You use different words to say what I'm about to convey.
Yes, sir.
Right? We're conditioned to think that the bigger the number, the more vast outwardly. No. That's at one end.
Okay.
That's at one end. But at the other end, the greater the magnitude, the smaller the thing. Now, I say all that to say this. Matter of fact, here, let's put it this way. Because this is stuff that's not secret. I'm not revealing any secrets. People hear about Blue Lodge Freemasonry, and they hear about higher Freemasonry.
Mm-hmm.
The higher degrees. The degrees higher than the 3rd degree. Well, there's higher than 3rd degree. No, there isn't.
It's a continuation of it.
There you go, brother. There's the pleroma. It's 1 and 3. Everything else is inside the 3, just like the 3 is inside the 1. Did y'all catch that?
A repetitiveness of 1.
There you go.
It's only the 1.
It's it. That is why the Arabic La ilaha illallah does not mean there's no God but Allah. Doesn't mean that. A more accurate translation is this: there is no God. There is only Allah. That means all variety, all differentiation, all variation, all manifestation is happening inside the mind of Allah. See?
That's why I say we're his thoughts.
Yes, sir. That's right. See? So here, look at it this way. A great example is light. The color of light, white. You shine it through a prism has how many sides? 3. What comes on the other side? 7 colors. 7. Ta-da.
Hey, man, stop it. Stop it. We just square the triangle.
Yes. See how that works?
You just blew my fez off a little bit.
You see how that works, though? Right?
Yeah.
So here we go. The object of man and Allah are one, spirit man. But man was made. What place on earth was the physical part of man formed? See? Man was made a little bit below the angels. See? We have the Hindus, I'm going to tie all this together. The Hindus call reincarnation the wheel of samsara. Right? To them, that's called what? Hell. Having to keep reincarnating. See that?
Prison of the soul, too.
Yes. Prison for the soul. Correct. Reincarnation.
That was in Egypt. That was a concept in Heliopolis, I think.
Yes, and then that's what's talked about in our chapter 1, where it says, here he tarries many ages until his lessons are all learned. See?
Mm-hmm.
The idea is to escape the wheel of reincarnation, where there is no more need
for a soul or the
and
flesh.
That is what's meant by, from the carnal point of view, the time will come when these will be no more.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's a stipulation from the carnal point of view. It doesn't mean that you will not manifest. It means that you won't have to.
It could be your choice.
There you go. Yes.
As it was your choice in the beginning.
And that is the next stage of human evolution. That's it. That's what we mean by command the Elohim. You rise above the need for manifestation at any one of those 7 levels. You rise above the need to reincarnate. And that is why the number 7 is called the 7 of the time.
Created a boundless universe, honors and gratitude for the $7 super chat. Asks, but the angels were ordered to bow and spread their wings to man.
That's exactly right, because man is Allah's presence in Allah's own creation. And angels only bow to the God.
I want to give a quick analogy, right?
Yes.
When you look, and so I'm gonna run through it real quick because I could probably talk all day about it. When we look at this particular surah in the Quran, first and foremost, the angels asked Allah, when Allah told the angels, he said, I'm going to create a man.
Yes.
They asked him and said, are you going to create one who called mischief and bloodshed in the earth?
Oh, you going there, ain't you?
Right. So, first and foremost, is that one of the most common narratives is the angels had no will and they couldn't question Allah. Well, they just did.
And then the second one is, what in the world would they know about mischief and shedding of blood?
When there was no one already there to even shed the blood. So we're talking about a whole nother cycle.
Y'all caught that? I hope the viewers caught that.
Talking about a whole nother cycle, meaning somebody had been there already. I mean, the Bible says that.
How do we measure time?
By cycle age.
Hold on. Yeah, how many days are in creation?
7.
All right. Okay. And time never was?
When there was not. Also,
so we're just describing a particular point on a particular cycle, aren't we?
Right.
Not the beginning, because there's no such thing as the beginning. That's right.
This has always been in existence. Also, when we think about it, when we look at the story of Iblis, when it was just spoken about, created a boundless universe, spoke about, when Iblis refused to bow to Adam, right?
Yes.
Or for lack of better words, Adam, right?
Yeah.
What did he say as a reply?
He said, made of clay. I'm made of smokeless fire. He's made
of clay. I'm made of smokeless fire. Now, we all are humans here, and this is going to reveal to you something, because this angel had to be something of a human because he had a human experience, which was jealousy and arrogance and envy. And those 3 things can blind your spiritual sight.
100%.
And due to that, one thing that this particular angel or Iblis could not see was the part of Allah that himself that existed within man.
Hence, Allah responding to the angels, surely I know what you know not.
There you go. So who was that man talking?
See, now in some traditions, that was not an angel, that was jinn. Yeah.
Smokeless fire.
Smokeless fire. There you go. Yep. Smokeless fire.
Man.
Yep. So that's the objective. So I wanted to speak to, this is the last slide. I wanted to speak to not just so much as chakras. And I got you, self-elevation. I want to answer Brother Self-Elevation asked a question. And it goes back to the beginning of the presentation. And I want to touch on it. But I want to talk about the veracity of the chakras in the context of a system that has a purpose and an objective. And that objective is to rise. I'll quote the Nation of Islam, Minister Louis Farrakhan, to rise above emotions into thinking of a God. For us, relative to us as members of the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Moorish movement, right? to rise above the need for manifestation. That means you've conquered all foes on the plane of manifest and the plane of soul.
Raise thy thoughts to infinite wisdom.
There you go. Raise your thoughts to infinite wisdom. See?
Well.
Real quick.
Yes,
so
sir.
The brother said, I have a question. If someone asks how the chakras exist in the body, how would you answer them? I would say the same way that the 7 ductless glands of the endocrine system exist. You can see I can cut a physical body open and see the glands, but I can't see the energy that caused them to secrete their secretions or produce them. But am I going to deny the existence of a thing that produced that causes the gland to work? No, because I could see it working. See?
The fact
I can see it working.
Creator of Balanced Universe said, those that dwell in the land of the pineal.
Ooh, is that a question?
Yep, it's a question mark at the end of it.
The land of Peniel. He's funny. So he's speaking about Jacob, the biblical Jacob, who wrestled with the angel. And he had a vision. Right? He had a vision. And in that he had a vision, he saw the Jacob's ladder. And then he wrestled with an angel all night until daylight. The day was coming, and the angel was like, yo, let's chill. Sun's coming up. And Jacob said, I ain't letting you go until you bless me. He said, oh, okay, cool. All right.
We're going to keep track.
Right? He gave him a blessing, and he gave him a blessing. First blessing, he said, all right, you won't be called Jacob anymore. You'll be called Israel because you struggled against God. Woo. Then he put his hip out of joint.
He gave him the business.
Now climb that ladder now.
We're going to immobilize you, sir.
Yeah. Climb it now, G.
I know some more. I know an old Mo told me, man, he rested, man, he sell those smooth seeds. He had a statement. He said, "You'd rather be one than to see one."
Be one than see one, right? Ooh, I like that. So, but so that area where he had the vision, Jacob in the Bible called that area Peniel. For I struggled against God here and I prevailed.
Oh, boy, that's a deep measure.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm finna go ahead and throw this link in the chat. And we're gonna.
Yeah. This was good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I like how you did that, the 1, the 3, and the 7, though. That definitely put a lot of things in perspective.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A big part of our work is to put more and more of our waking consciousness into the higher processes and not in the flesh. But we measure the effect of our work on the higher planes by its effect on our flesh. See that?
All right. We have the link in the chat. If you have questions and you want to come up, well, if you got any more questions at this point, you need to come up. So if you're scared to get in the camera,
there you go.
Kid scared to turn your camera on and get up in here and ask this brother this question that you got on your heart.
I got a question for the Mo.
Yes, sir.
And this dealing with the how do you correlate? And I may need to reword this question. Maybe after I say it. But how do you correlate correlate the chakras with the Chinese time clock of the body?
Oh,
I never, now, brother. You stumped me on that one. I got to go look myself. See, but I want to make sure the audience can appreciate the question.
Yeah.
Right.
So
go ahead.
So with that, so at nighttime when the body is at rest, at different times throughout the night, different organs of the body flush out.
Correct.
So if you're waking up in the middle of the night between different hours,
correct,
there's something within the body or the organ is not able to flush. So maybe you're waking up to do some type of movement in order to activate the organ to flush.
Come on, brother.
And then it starts its healing process that way.
That see for the audience, our brother McGriff-Ill is also familiar with Chinese medicine.
A little bit.
So he's also familiar with following. So we're once again, what are we talking about? So when you're talking energy, you're talking process. So we have to learn to look at process just like we've trained ourselves to look at an object.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all caught that, people? Here's another example. Hopefully, you're in your room or home or wherever. You got walls. The walls are not moving prayerfully, right? Because if they're moving, yikes. But they're not moving.
You know what I mean?
But conversely, behind the walls, the electricity is moving. If the electricity wasn't moving, yikes. Right?
Yikes.
Get out of fire. You see what I'm saying? Okay.
Circulation.
Right. So the movement of the electrical energy is a process. Your energetic self is a process. Your soul is a process. And so because it has motion, it follows a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And we know the soul is what animates the flesh. So that scheduled motion is predictable. And it directs bio processes in the body.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So here's an example. The energetic or a bioelectric system for the liver, for instance.
Very important.
It has a high tide, meaning the energy is going rushing through. Right?
Mm-hmm.
About, I think it's man, I'm slipping. Let's just say, okay, here we go. It's rushing through the liver system. I think it's 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. I'm not 100%. You gonna check on that for me, brother?
You know it.
Praise Allah. See, got my back. So, but the point is this. I know it's around that time. Why? Because bile production in the gallbladder, which is the counter organ to the liver, only happens when you're in REM sleep, which is why you should not eat past 8 p.m. and you should be in the bed before 10. So if not, you do not get full bile secretion and therefore full digestion and extraction of nutrients from the food stuff.
So Mo, you said you was talking about the
liver or gallbladder.
Liver of the gall. So the liver flushes between the hours of 1 to 3.
Got you.
And the gallbladder is between 11 to 1.
There it is. Okay. My bad. But we want to be asleep by a certain time at night, so that and be in REM sleep, so that you can so when the chi rushes through that meridian and activates bile production in the gallbladder. See? That's important. Very important.
Yeah, I had thought about
glad
that.
You threw that in there, brother.
I thought about it once I saw the chakras, and I was like,
yes.
I wonder.
But that would be but Brother McGriff-Ill, see, because we're talking about aspects of two different, and I'm glad you brought that up, because we're talking about components of two different systems. So to really accurately do it well, you have to know both. Got to know both systems to be able to see the interface. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Or this one, hold on. to see if there is an interface, and if it is, what is it? You see, very, 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 very important. You see what I'm saying? So, that's what again underscores what I said before about, okay, we're talking about a component of a system.
Yeah.
See, and let's be clear on that. Chakras is not a system. Chakras is a component of a system. You see? But back on the whole time thing that the brother mentioned about the high tide, low tide of energy in the body going through the organ systems, which is a big part of Chinese medicine. It's a cycle of 12, but it's 2 hours apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the day starts when? High noon. The evening and the morning was the first day.
Mm-hmm.
Genesis, right?
And when do they do their work?
Right. And right. And Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation. When?
By night.
By night and by day.
You
right?
Can't have a night without.
Come on, brother. The Sabbath begins, is Saturday, but when does it begin? Friday. High noon Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa.
Right.
Yo, for everybody in the listening audience, that StreamYard link right there, anybody can click it. You don't have to have StreamYard to click it. If you want to come up here and you're on your cell phone, your smartphone, whatever, click the link and you can come up. However,
Kevin Carter said something interesting. Yeah, all is well, brother, man. He said, this is what he said. I heard mention of smokeless fire, any correlation to the reference. There is a number of people who've written scientific research papers that mention smokeless fire as it relates to faster than light. Hold on. Faster than light energies. Faster than light energies, right? And they likened it. Matter of fact, you know where they made or what motivated connecting the phrase smokeless fire with faster than light energies, right? Scalar technology, scalar wave energies. Brother Sheik 7, you sent me a video a couple months back, man, blew my fez clean off. I mean, I'm familiar with Ibn Arabi, but woo, you sent me something crazy, and guess what they were talking about? They were talking about jinn, the existence of jinn, and higher technology, portal technology. And how the secrets of portal technology are wrapped up in the Quran of Mecca as it relates to jinn and other quote-unquote supernatural beings. Where it'll say something in the Quran along the lines of, the angels went from here to Allah in a day, which is 50,000 years by how you count. Woo. See? Yeah. So yeah, to your point, brother. And
there we go.
You said smokeless fire, any correlation to reference like fire shut up in my bones. Hold on, bro. See, we have a song, right? We say we can't, I can't see Allah, but I feel him in my bones. Is right? There's a particular order that has a practice of visualizing the bone structure as black, because the bone structure in this sense represents Papa Legba, Lord of the Crossroads. Right. Smokeless fire.
We got a brother on the joint. We got brother Lord 7 on the joint. He got a question. I guess he wanted to pop in and build for a second.
Yes,
peace,
sir.
brother. How you?
Peace, y'all. How y'all be?
Peace.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me good? Peace, Sharif. Peace, Lord. Peace, God. Listen, first off, man, listen, definitely a pleasure, Lord. Nothing but honors and respect, G. You know what I'm saying?
Likewise.
Word is bond, God. Yes, sir. Yeah, nah, G. I was asking in the chat. I was just asking about as far as like, you know, explaining what the chakras or the so-called chakra system. Like, I was asking, like, okay, if someone was to ask you, okay, well, where do chakras exist in the body? You know, how would you answer that? You know what I mean? Yes. And basically, and G, like, you know, if you read into the undertone of my question, it was a question for the purpose of education. Like, all right, like, please explain deeper. Please elaborate. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? How does this? What is this, and how does this really work? You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. So, something I mentioned just a few minutes ago. It's really a shift in our thinking. It's not really. It's just a shift in our thinking, right? If we were to imagine, let me not use the word imagine. If we were to look at, I'll just repeat the analogy I gave earlier. What if you could see the electricity moving in your house? You could see it, right? It's not physical, but it's real and we can see it. And more importantly, we know that its movement allows for these lights to be on, allows for my laptop to work, allows for this television to work. You see what I'm saying? What are we, and I have to put it in quotes because I can't physically see it, observing? What are we seeing? We're observing a process. You see what I'm saying? So we're learning to perceive process as if it's an object.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Say that one more time, Lord.
We're learning to perceive a process like we see an object.
Okay.
Get it? There's a word for this. The word is called gestalt. Gestalt. Okay. That's the word, gestalt. Gestalt means a system, in a sense, right? So think of it like this. You first learn to drive. You like, oh my God, I'm nervous and I don't know what, man. I'm sitting in the seat and I see this button, this the ignition and the gears and the brake and the gas and okay, I got all this stuff I got to look at and observe, and I got to watch out for cars, and I got you nervous as I don't know what. It's overload. But you got all those things that you have to learn to put together in a cohesive whole. 3 months later, you ain't even thinking about that stuff. It's all seamless now. Now you yelling at people because they can't drive too good. And you're doing all this and you texting while you're doing everything. You see what I'm saying? In other words, all those things that allow you to drive, you were able to fuse together in a one complete system. You get it? So much so that it's almost difficult to distinguish you from the vehicle itself. Make sense? The system is an object. You see? The system is an object. We're not used to thinking that way. We're used to thinking that that's the object. Okay, cool. But once again, we could split a body open. You could see the heart pumping.
All right, G, let me ask you this. God. For those who do look at just this, crude matter, you know what I'm saying, who just look at the physical body, you know what I'm saying, and they're like, well, damn, what are chakras? Like, I mean, what is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? How would you explain that, especially talking about opening up the body? Like, I understand what you're saying, God, like, as far as, like, trust me, I understand.
Yes, sir.
Better than trust me. You know what I'm saying? Sir. This is for the sake of really teaching and really drawing this information up, so it's more more comprehensive, all around. You know what I
mean? What I can think of right now is as a simple response that wouldn't insult the intelligence of somebody else. I would say it is the process by which the endocrine glands function and perform their duties of governing physical, psychological, and physiological effects in the body.
Okay, all right. Here's my thing, God. Here's my thing. My thing is this. We know that chakras are part of the subtle body. We know this.
Agreed.
And the subtle body, you know what I'm saying? The subtle body would be the energy behind the physical body, or the electricity in the wall. That would be the electricity in the wall, so to speak. Yet, God, when we study real hardcore biochemistry, we can observe true, actual electricity moving in our body without no per se chakras and all that. You dig what I'm saying? So what I'm striving to get down to is, okay, what are these chakras and how do they really operate? And if they operate through the endocrine system, you know, like what is that? Like, I mean, I like I said, G, I understand that, but like what is that really like as far as like really showing improving? You dig what I'm saying?
So in your house, you got, like, you just love how you put that subtle body. You got the bioelectricity going through the body, and we can observe it all through the body, not just in those areas, right? So just like in our home, we got wiring all through the home, but we have a breaker box. We got a transformer outside.
Okay.
We got you get it now?
Okay, yeah. No, I'm with you. Trust me, I'm with you, God. I'm with you better than you may think. I'm really am. It's just like I said, G, really fleshing this thing out. You know what I mean, God?
I can hear it. And it, you know what? The topic deserves that.
Yes, sir.
It deserves exactly what you're doing, bro. You know, so you have, like I mentioned earlier, when you look at the endocrine system, you got the gland, you got the hormones. Mm-hmm. You got the gland, you got the hormones, you got nerve, you got a nerve plexus, a cluster of nerves, right? And then you have blood. Those four things are nexuses for levels of consciousness.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you want a bird, build a bird house. You don't got to chase the bird, build the bird house, the bird goes there. Boom. You see what I'm saying? You know what we're doing? Follow me on this one. Okay. What I just explained is where we already are with AI. This is the big issue. The big issue with AI is what? Sentience. When these guys start thinking for themselves. That is the evidence of the presence of consciousness. Mm-hmm. When AI goes sentient, we got a big problem.
That's real shit.
Right now.
Not real shit.
Hold on. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. The argument pro and con for AI. Isn't it the same argument that the angels gave Allah?
It is.
What would you make with something that would bro?
Oh, that's
the same argument. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are they saying about those that are pro AI becoming sentient? You trying to play God? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here we are. We're all over again.
All over again.
Well, God, let me say this, Lord. Over on our side, those type of people, we would call them Yakubites and shit like that.
You already know, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
There was an old
they continue the works of Yakub, like real rap.
There was an old plus
in real life.
There was an old plus degree called the Great Understanding. You familiar?
Yeah, true. I heard that. I heard that degree before.
So in that plus degree, it says, "Behold, man, Yakub was not a man, but Yakub was man himself."
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. It can be drawn up like that, Lord. I mean, you know, some will argue still, like, no, he was an actual man. But don't get me wrong, me myself, I also see that level of understanding as well. Yakub represent man himself, especially in a how can I say, in a practical aspect of right now. You dig what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say it's an either or. I would say it's a both and.
Word. That's beast. Word.
Yes, sir.
I mean, yes, sir.
I would say it's
brother Lord. I got to get the other brother on. I appreciate you stopping through.
Okay, peace, Lord. Listen. We'll continue to build in the near future. You know what I
mean, brother? Absolutely.
Keep coming back, bro. We're gonna keep.
Listen, God. Listen. Sheik 7L. Peace, God. Thank you for having me. You know what I'm saying? Gee, I ain't mean to stand a little extra gruffy on the joint. I'm like, I don't have that, man. I'm like, damn, just answer the question. But you know what I mean?
Yo, brother, where you from? Where you from, God?
I'm from Philly, God. I'm from Philly. Yeah, what we call Power Law or what we call Power Hill.
Oh, like so. Listen, I'm familiar. Matter of fact, next time, I got to somehow get me your contact info, because we got to build. I'm in Philly also.
Well, this is what I'm going to do, God. When we get off of here, I'll drop my email in the chat, You can hit me on the email. We can exchange numbers. You know what I mean? I'll get you my number. We can build directly, God.
Perfect.
Before you get off,
I'll be honest.
Shout out to the birds.
How about them Eagles?
No
Yes,
birds,
yeah. Birds did they thing. Birds did they thing.
Hey, bro, I knew you was from Philly when you hit him with the real rap.
You already C7. You already know. You already know. You know we got our own distinct lingo here. You already know. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
indeed.
Again, bro, I appreciate you coming through, man. Honest and gratitude.
True indeed, Lord. Thank you for having me on. God, thank you for addressing me directly. You know, good bill, and we'll definitely connect again soon.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Word is life. Word is life. Peace to the God.
Peace.
Peace, Lord. Peace.
Who we got right here? Peace. Adele.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Walaikum salam.
He was but a Katu. Yes, we can hear you good, brother. What's going on?
Hey, well, alhamdulillah. Look here, I'm in my 9 to 5, so I didn't want to, get up on camera and be distracted. I'm actually a truck driver on a late night shift.
Yes, sir. Respect it, brother.
Respect. So, anyways, that was a heavy build where you was talking about Sharif, when you saying that they already had an existence here. That's why the Injils was asking, well, what you doing, Allah? You gonna bring back something else that already destroyed what was here before?
You know what, dear brother? Some in certain Ismaili. Are you familiar with the Ismailis, which is like an esoteric Islamic expression, very similar to Sufism? In some of the Ismaili circles, they say that those angels that asked those questions were the humanity of the previous cycle.
I mean, that's another heavy one. That's another heavy one. And I'm gonna dig into that. Okay. And then were you familiar with the hadith of the 7 heavens? I'm sure all y'all familiar
Absolutely.
with that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now So now he's talking. Now they're having a conversation, a Sufi conversation, by the way, of saying how each prophet is 7 prophets, reflecting those chakras.
Yes.
Reflecting those stages that man must travel through.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So that's that. I mean, I'm not gonna go too far off on any conversation of that, but I just wanted to just plant a seed on people studying the prophets' lives, not just the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but all of them who had to tarry, like you said, they had to tarry many lives and many ages.
Come on.
Yes.
So that's all. I'm real simple with this. With this. I just want to make sure people study on this.
Powerful.
Yes, sir. And I like to say this, and when we study in certain Sufi schools, right? They demonstrate that. Cause see, when we hear the word Muhammad, right, and we hear the words Jesus, we hear the word Noble Drew Ali, we hear these names, and our finite mind automatically goes to personages or physical manifestations of these particular people.
However, well, like Sharif Bey say, it's both.
Right, it's both ends. However, in order for us to draw closer to the source, we got to go with mind. The land of flesh is things where things are made of thought, right?
Yes.
So when we get there, we have a concept in Sufism known as Nur Muhammad, right?
Right.
Now, Nur Muhammad existed before the personage of the Prophet Muhammad.
Come on, brother.
That's right.
When we begin to speak of Muhammad and we begin to use this terminology, what are we talking about?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to add that on because you made a very valid point right there. That was
powerful point.
Powerful point.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna disturb y'all too much, as y'all can hear in my background. I'm on the 9 to 5, but I got a lot to build with you guys in the future. And that was me in the first comment. I wanted to say our culture is soul, and Noble Drew Ali brought that understanding through the religion of the mind and the soul. This must be studied.
That's right.
And the reflection of us actually adhering to that is everything we do is soul. We eat soul food. We dance a soulful way. We listen to soul music. Some of our favorite movies are soul playing, and we are the people of soul.
That's a beautiful observation, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we know that for a fact that, for just because you got the ability to think, reason, will, and understand.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Those are, though they are not the soul, but there is action.
Yeah.
So therefore, it shows that the soul is present.
And to that point, like I mentioned earlier, we want to start to see thinking, understanding, reasoning, and willing as objects. See them as living things.
Oh, yeah.
Or the producer of living things. Thoughts are living. Thoughts are living.
Thought is the cause of it all.
And like you said, I'm glad you said the cause of it all. The cause of it all is that projection. Yes. That projection through the endocrines. Okay. So when you having that projection, you control it with your thought. All those endocrines you control with your thought. The type of adrenaline that you push out. That's through your thought.
That's fact.
The sleep that you need to get, you can go to sleep at those times and get that same cycle, but you can get a better cycle if you go to sleep with a right frame of mind. That's again a thought.
100%.
So you could toss and turn in this lifestyle, and like you said, you're gonna be doing this over and over again because of your thoughts.
Come on, come on, bro. He talk like Drew Ali, right?
Hey,
I just want to give you guys honors, and I've been to More Science Temple of America since 2010. I was brought through Clarence Moses Eel, who was wrongfully accused of rape. He was let out of Colorado Penitentiary. I did time with him. He did 28 years, and they finally let him out. And he's been on a mission. He put More Science Temple of America as a religion in the Colorado Department of Corrections.
Praise Allah.
And I got this man back like 4 flats on the Cadillac, man. So I appreciate you guys, always plumbing. You know how we say always plumbing, always traveling, always building. Sharif, I've been following you, doing your thing since I net on 120 of 7. I just found you two brothers. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Yes, what I mean? We're gonna meet in the flesh, but right now we on the soul plane, man. So
that's a fact.
Thank you very much.
Hey, guess what? With you saying that, brother, you will actually believe, man. We closer than you think.
Man, like the jugular vein.
Like the jugular vein.
Hey, man, I'm glad to build Oakland, California. That's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we connected, man, from coast to coast, man. We want all the smoke with Shaitan, man. So appreciate you.
All of it. And got it all for him.
I promise you, man.
Yo, this one about to make me get up and start shadow boxing.
hey, look, Mo. I was just about to say, make sure y'all answer that phone. Keep that head above. Keep that hand on there.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
that's right.
Keep the hand on. That's right. You gotta keep it there, bro. You gotta keep.
Hey, man, that's how we talk. When Moses talking, we
stay on the phone. Gotta keep the hand home, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all no more.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Islam, Mo.
Assalamu alaikum.
Islam. Oh, man, that was beautiful, brother. That was beautiful. He said he got to stay on the phone, bro.
Yep.
Hey, yo, bro, that's what he's saying in the gym, bro. You got to bro, you better stay on the phone. You got to keep that phone on your ear, bro.
Keep that phone on your ear. That's right.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Hey, man, he brought back the memories right there, bro. He brought back some sensitive, some real important memories. But listen, we got a couple in. I want you to answer this because I'm not going to do balance, created a balanced universe like this. It had a super chat.
Yes.
And it's
about Adam and Eve?
Yeah, that
one. That one. Yeah, that one. And honestly, gratitude for the $7 super chat.
So the good question. Like in our question 57 in our questionnaire, who are Adam and Eve? They are the mothers. and the fathers of the human family. So right off top, our prophet is code breaking. Those weren't single individuals. Let's just start with that. Adam and Eve were a group of humanity, not a single male and single, or single man and single woman. All right?
Yes, sir.
Somebody said it.
They said they are the mothers
and fathers of
that?
Of human family.
Human family, Asiatics, and Muslims. Now, let's go back. Remember,
so every nation got one.
We can't fall back asleep. What do I mean by that? The first thing we're given in chapter 1, time never was and man was not. But then we go right back into thinking linearly. So how many Adams and Eve? You follow, listen close. If time never was when man was not, and we measure time by cycle ages, how many Adams and Eves were there?
A lot.
If that be the case, guess what? Every nation got one.
And you probably can't count them because what? The thoughts of Allah are from the everlasting of the past to the never-ending days to come.
So the question is, why even try?
Why even try? See that? Yes, there have been endless Adams and Eves. In other words, there's been endless beginnings. There's been endless cycles that have started over and over. Where we are right now, right down to the technology, we've been here many times before.
100%.
There you go. So, but I want to answer the brother's question. So when we look at Adam and Eve, and he mentioned Samuel and Lilith, right? I'll speak to Lilith. I'm not too familiar with the Samuel coupling or partnering with Lilith, right? Lilith, the tradition of Lilith in some schools is that Lilith was with Adam before Eve was. That's in some schools.
Yeah. Some schools thought, most definitely.
That Lilith was there before Eve.
Talking about another cycle.
Right. But also, too, now here's the other thing, too, with the brother's question. He says, it's Adam and Eve that caused discord in the garden. See, that's a particular Adam and Eve.
And we know who they are.
Right. That's a particular Adam and Eve.
Somebody else talked about them.
Yes, correct. That's particular. So when we say a particular Adam and Eve, we're talking about a particular period of time as well.
Yes, sir. See
what I'm saying? And so all of that's important. There's a lot there in his question. You know, would I say that we're talking about Lilith and Samuel? Oh, I know what he meant. Instead of Samuel, it's not Samuel, brother. You know what he meant? What? He meant Zamael. He meant Zamael. It just hit me. Yeah. He meant Zamael. So follow me on this, people. Zamael was the head angelic regent of the Martian spirits, or the angels that govern the Mars sphere, not the Mars planet per se, but the Mars sphere. What in the Rosicrucian tradition and the Theosophical tradition is Zamael responsible for? Follow me on this. Zamael is associated with the serpent in the garden. Zamael is responsible. Remember, in Revelations, it talks about the woman who was giving birth to a child, 12th chapter, and that child would rule the world with a rod of iron. Iron is the alchemical metal for what planetary sphere? Mars. Right? What does iron, how does iron, Brother McGriff, associate with the body? Hemoglobin. The red color of the blood.
You're right. Because if you don't, okay.
It is the hemoglobin, according to our spiritual brothers in the Theosophical Society and the Rosicrucian orders, that provides for the solidification of the ego in the human being.
And Mars is the red planet.
In other words, it's the thing that allows me to say, I am. Self-awareness. What did the serpent say to Eve? God knows that if you eat of this fruit, you'll become like him, knowing good from evil. Remember, she ate the fruit. She gave the fruit to Adam. He ate it. And what did they notice immediately after Adam ate the fruit?
They were naked.
Self-awareness.
And think about it, bro. In many symbolic or allegorical depictions of this particular story, though the biblical narrative doesn't never distinguish what type of fruit it is, they always use a red apple as the symbol.
There you go. Now, follow me. The Tetragrammaton, Yod He Vov He, mispronounced or translated as Yahweh or Jehovah, is the Lord God in Genesis 2nd and 3rd chapter. Whereas in the King James Version it says God in the first chapter, God always speaks in the plural. That's Elohim. Not the same. So in the 3rd chapter, it talks about Lord God walking through the garden in the cool of the day. Who was that? That's Yahweh. But Yahweh or Yod He Vov He is a, listen close, lunar deity. Well, what is the lunar deities responsible for relative to the human constitution? Physical flesh, and emotions too, but the physical flesh. Which is why when they said he was calling out to Adam and Eve and they were hiding, and then they came out and he said, why were you hiding? He said, because we were naked and ashamed.
And how did you know?
First question he asked, how do you know that? The different angelic beings are contributing components to the human mechanism. Zamael contributed the indwelling ego.
That's deep.
Yes.
Man, you just blew my top with that.
Even that's a show. See? But guess what? That's encompassed in our teachings in chapter 1. We know that that's what the Elohim do. We know that's what you see what I'm saying? They build bigger and better containers. And what happened when they ate that fruit? The seed unfolded apace, and they outgrew those containers. What's the result? Kicked out the garden. That's not punishment.
That's graduation.
Graduation.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's like once the child gets to a certain state, you set him on his own.
Just like, again, the same story told in a different way. Cain didn't kill Abel. The way it's written in the Aramaic is Adama drank his blood. Adama meaning the earth. Drank his blood, meaning Abel, who represented, follow me, Abel represented the generation and generations of improved containers for Cain, the seed. Cain grew apace. Abel came into contact. Abel was obsolete. Why didn't God kill him? If God killed, eye for an eye. Not only did he not kill Cain, he put a mark on him to protect him. Then what did he do? Send him in the land not east of Eden. Exiled. Same thing. In other words, you got to leave that pot, go to a bigger pot. Same thing. What happened to Joseph? Same thing. What happened to Jacob? Same thing. Jesus, before he began his divine ministry, what happened? 40 days come on, same thing.
Yeah.
See the pattern? Same thing.
That's a good way to look at it, and from a different perspective. Because, like you say, we're taught that it was a negative,
right?
But at the same time, it goes back to you got to choose your heart.
Yes, that's right. Creator of Balanced Universe. That's what the Elohim said. Behold, the man has become like one of us. That's what it said. Meaning what? Grew apace. Grew apace. In other words, the Elohim confirmed what Samael did.
Whoa.
Mind blowing.
See that?
Mind blowing.
Confirmed it.
Well, brothers, it's getting late.
It's that time.
I gotta hit it in the morning.
Yep, same.
Brother, always a pleasure.
Always pleasure. Love you, brothers, man.
Always
a pleasure. Honest to the chat. Honest to the engagement.
Yeah,
honest to the engagement. Bro, honest to the engagement, man. I really appreciate you. And yes, created a balanced universe. Thank you for that $2 super chat. I'm just seeing it. I see he answered your, quoted your statement. I really and truly thank you for your support. Again, we got another topic coming up. I don't know. We always dig topic. We do sometimes, and a lot of times dig topics out of previous shows. So,
yes,
me and brother Sharif will touch down on what we got. Just to give y'all a heads up. I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
What's that?
We might have a debate over here soon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
So
that's right.
Prepare for that, which will be our first one. But we're gonna be doing debating over here, in a very civil manner, intellectual manner. I don't want to bring. I don't want to make this environment into an intellectual WWE environment.
Nah, none of that.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some responsible dialogue and debates over here in the near future, and we got one already being scheduled.
Yes, we do.
We'll let you know who it is and when it's gonna go down.
Absolutely.
But until then, Brother Sharif got some shows. We have some already lined up, but things come up. We have better topics that we feel like come up, so we'll choose those and we'll run with them. But part in our busy schedules, because sometimes that causes us to have to reschedule get the life in sometime. So forgive us.
Yes.
Honors and gratitude to my co-host, Brother Jarvis McGrath. As y'all see, sometimes he's not in the building because of his busy schedule. But please know that we're always going to return back to bring you this information. We're never going to stay gone too long.
That's right.
Everybody, before we get up out of here, do me a favor. Hit that like button right quick. Everybody hit the like button. If you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button.
Absolutely.
If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can stay aware when we drop in new content, so you can stay notified. So hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and hit the like button.
Absolutely.
All of that's free.
That's right.
Look out for your brother. Look out for your brothers.
Yes, sir.
Look out for the brand, Let's Think Podcast. And we're only going to get better.
Absolutely.
Our visuals are going to get better. Our clarity of the camera is going to get better. Our settings are going to get better. And we're going to start doing some live things because we're going to start traveling. So please continue to support the channel. So, we can get out and about with this. Maybe we can bring Let's Think Podcast to a city, to your city. Maybe we can get your suggestion on this show up close and personal. And we're willing to do that. So continue to support the channel. Super chat, super stickers, super things. You can use all of this too after the live stream.
Correct.
Don't forget that. So you don't necessarily have to be here on the live to actually contribute. So I appreciate everybody for stopping in. My moderators, Brother Louis Anael-Bey, Brother Nazarene Asin TV. A salute to both of y'all brothers.
Absolutely.
I appreciate y'all being in the building because I know y'all gonna always help me keep this chat in order. But we got a great chat though. We got a great listening audience. Our listening audience don't be on no reckless stuff. So we good. We good over here. Let's Think Podcast. I really appreciate it.
That's right.
Again, brother Sharif, it's always an honor. It's always an honor.
Always, brother. Always. You and brother McGriffith. Brother McGriffith, you just sent me on a mission, man. I'm about to go do some compare and contrast.
Hey, see what you see what you do. See?
Hey Mo, hey, I only thought about it because probably like 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I kept waking up like in the middle of the night, and I was trying to figure out like, why am I keep waking up in the middle of the night? And then it dawned on me, the Chinese clock.
There you go.
See what's going on. And once I seen what was going on, I was like,
Also, I
figured it out.
I want to make another statement before we go. For everybody,
figured it out.
For all my Zikr practitioners,
what you got?
Zikr
got authentic bifall Zikr beads, straight from Tuba, Senegal. Made by the hands of a Sufi master. So we got them, big boy chunky ones.
Big one, yeah.
You know, we got the all black ones, black ones, smaller ones.
Nice.
We got and this will let you know, show you. I got some more. I got some small ones. I got a couple more big ones.
Oh, you stocked up.
They're getting gone. So if you want to get at me. I'm on Facebook, Sheik7 Islam Male. I'm on Instagram at Sheik7. Get at me. Let me know if you would like to purchase. I'll give you the information and we'll make it happen. So I just wanted to put that out there for all my Zikr practitioners. And even if you just want to, just want something, for protection, something with a blessing to wear around your neck.
Right.
However you want to do it, even if you don't practice Zikr. They're beautiful, they're made elegant, they're very, very durable, and brother, they from Senegal, they from the East. So
absolutely.
Support the channels, support your brother. I support you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So again, brother Sharif, you got anything you want to promote? Anything you got coming up?
I'm good, brother, man. I'm good. I want to make sure I catch everybody on the for the next show.
Tell them about your online kung fu classes, brother.
Oh yeah. I do have it. Thank you, brother. See, we launched there's a kung fu university, online kung fu university, and it's not like watching YouTube vids and trying to imitate the vids. It is personal instruction, distance learning, complete distance learning, including weekly homework assignments. Yeah, including homework assignments. So you could find it. It's called Honga Shu. So it's H. If you you could just put in the search bar HUNGGASHU.com.
Let's do it again. Say it again.
HUN as in now. GGA. S as in Sam. HU.com.
HU.com.
That's it.
All right. I just put it in the chat.
Yep.
I just put it in the chat for those. If you want to go tap that, go check that out.
For sure.
Brother Sharif, as everybody knows, he's a Sifu. He's a lifelong practitioner of Kung Fu.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And the brother knows his stuff. I mean, I don't think I have to even say it. Because I know a bunch of the listeners know who you are. But for those who might come onto the channel and see this video and you don't know who the brother is, the brother is really knows the stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
hey Mo, you got to introduce him like he on the Game of Thrones. The first of his name, the cracker of the coconut. The first of his name, the cracker of the coconut.
Yeah. Hey man, listen, it was another great show. Man, hey man, I love y'all, bro. I love the spirit, man. It's been another great show. Again, to the listening audience, I really appreciate y'all, man. Nah, brother Simon Bay, not 99 bees, it's 100 on those. It's 100. So, 100 to buy far away, but they're separated in they're separated in a certain numerical pattern where 99 is still easily to compute without confusion. So, and brother Jarvis McGriff there, he's on the line right now. He can attest to that.
Yes.
So,
100%.
yes.
But
so I'm gonna let the brother go because he got to go. I got to go, and guess what? We love y'all, and we ain't going nowhere.
Peace and
Let's
love.
continue to think. Let's Think podcast. And we're gone.